Hello, my friends. Garrett Sorensen at mandalatea.com. Hey, I'm glad you stopped in. Got a cup here just for you. Drink a little Yunwu green tea and experiencing the simple joy that is tea. I'm glad you stopped. So, one of the things that I think about often is just sometimes when I'm brewing tea, whether it's for a class or doing a tea session for people that have never been exposed to this sort of tea before, Gong Fu Cha, I look at it from their perspective and sometimes realize, wow, this might actually be kind of overwhelming. There's the rinsing of the leaf, and there's the water temperature to pay attention to, and the amount of tea, and the steeping times, and on and on and on. And the multiple steepings. And I remember what the father of the Japanese tea ceremony said to kind of break it all down. And I use this line all the time in tea classes. He said, "Tea is not but this. First you heat the water, then you make the tea, then you drink it properly, and that is all you need to know." And truly, that is all you need to know. You do those, I mean, the rest of these things that we talk about are all just guidelines. What I want the most for you with your tea experience is to practice joy and to experiment and really try a lot of different ways. I mean, there's been ways of making your tea, and if you happen to be one that likes your green tea with a boiling water temperature, by all means, you should make it that way. And even though I will tell you, don't use water over 175 degrees for your green tea. That's I typically use 160 to 175, but if you like it that way, you should do it that way. I have customers come in sometime and they say, "Hey, look, Garrett, I know I'm not supposed to have this way or what have you, but I really like it." And guess what? I tell them the same thing. That's the way you should have it. And now maybe your guests that you're preparing tea for won't always like it the same way you do. That's why it's fun to experiment and check out different steeping times and different amounts of tea and really play with it and realize that even if you use the exact amount of tea leaf down to the gram and with the exact same water temperature that you had the day before and the exact same brewing vessel that you had the day before, all conditions might look the same, but the tea will taste different. And I'll tell you why. Few things. Atmosphere is different. You're different. The tea's a day older. The water might be just a little bit different that day. Barometric pressure. All these things come into play. And your experience of the world, the way you perceive what's going on in the world, is going to be different. And that's going to affect everything. Much like in quantum physics, when they talk about how an experiment, the outcome of an experiment is affected by the person viewing the experiment. So, same thing with tea. If I go into tea thinking, "Oh, no, I'm having a bad day, blah, blah, blah," I might have the same tea that yesterday I had a heavenly experience with. Why? Maybe it was because I just got done with meditation yesterday and the tea was that much sparklier because my view of things was that much sparklier. So just take all these things into consideration. Tea is meant to be a joyful and playful exploration. It really is. It doesn't have to be all hard and fast with rigid rules. And I want you to have fun because it's a great, great, great journey. So glad you dropped in today. Go out there, practice tea, and practice joy. And I will see you soon, hopefully very soon. If you have any questions, come to us at mandalatea.com. Thank you.